Hey everyone, how are y'all doing? So I was reading the comments and I saw a comment about the DLSS, DLAA, FXA, the different upscalers. So I thought I'd do is show you all what the DLAA and TAA look like on here. So if we look at the game, before I get into that, the shadows that are projected from things are adjusted in the sun sky. That's in the scene tree and in the inspector window for the sun sky. You can do a maximum resolution of 2048. Now the shadow distance is how far it'll draw that shadow. Well, you all know that. But the farther that you tell it to draw it, the bigger it makes that, or the larger area that it has to make that 2048 map expand to. So if I tell it to show it 10,000 distance, it's the same resolution. It's just spread out so far that you see the pixels of the shadow, right? Bringing it in closer, say 5,000, it starts to get better, a little better at 5,000. You go down to 2,000, it starts getting even smaller. The closer you put it to the camera, of course, the better it looks, if it doesn't have to draw very far. The default, I think, is 1600. I don't know what the fade start distance is. Maybe it doesn't really matter. You just can't have your fade distance more than the shadow distance, or it'll cut it off. You won't see nothing. Then you got the shadow softness, which I have it at no softness at all to show you the pixels. You just give it just a little bit of softness. That's how it normally looks. Maybe right there, somewhere in that vicinity. But if you make it closer, then it looks even better up close with the same amount of softness. You just don't see the shadow as far. So it's kind of like a personal choice. The shadows look terrible viewed far away. 2048 is not a big enough map for that. It just does not look good at all. So looking at the DLAA, I'll turn it on and off. If I can, all right. Let's see. So FXAA is disabled. DLAA is enabled. I'll disable it, and we'll look at some aliasing together. Let me turn on the smooth camera motion because it's hard to really see when the camera is not smooth. Makes it a little more difficult. So you can see in the fence right away the amount of aliasing in that. That's crazy. You also see it really bad on the road. That Mourier pattern. You might see it if I zoom in more. So we're making the pixels larger than what they normally would be. But yeah, that's pretty bad, ain't it? That's pretty bad. That's with no aliasing at all. There it is. Let's do temporal anti-aliasing. Same amount of zoom. And that looks weird. It looks like it's stretching the screen in some weird way. I mean, it looks better, but it's not perfect. Good defense over there. All right, let's do DLAA, which is the best one. FXAA is disabled. And so you see it doesn't even get rid of all the stuff in the fence, but it's far better than the others. And if you look at the Mourier pattern in the road there, You don't pretty much see it anymore. It looks a little blurrier, but that's also why they got that setting here. You can increase the sharpness of the thing. I don't like things to be too sharp personally, but I guess for a video like this, it does a pretty good job of illustrating the aliasing, how much better it can look. And if you turn the FXAA on too, then I guess it gives you a little even better aliasing. I don't know. I still see it in here, but we're also zoomed in like 250%. We go back to our normal view distance. And look at those same things again. You're not going to see nothing. Nothing at all. Maybe a little bit. But it's far better. One place that's really, as someone put it, very nerve-wracking, it pisses them off, I can understand, is in the shadows that are on like the foliage. Now, that just sucks right there. That's that shadow from that fence. Really, that fence should probably have, that texture should not be emitting a shadow, because that's pretty bad. I'll just do a quick drive. The game paused. There we go. Oh, look at the bike up close. It's over. Definitely over.